It's official. The Broncos are now in the hunt for a new coach. They fired Vance Joseph this morning after back-to-back losing seasons. Michael Spencer's at team headquarters, and Michael, you had a chance to talk with the players this morning.
Yeah, Alan, of course, this news was hardly a surprise. John Elway announcing this morning that he has relieved Vance Joseph of his head coaching duties. We're expected to meet with John coming up here at about noon. And, of course, when you look back on the last 2 years here in Broncos country, it's going to be remembered for a lot of losing. Vance Joseph leaves this franchise with an overall record of 11 wins and 21 losses. You think back to last year, there was the 8-game losing streak. You mentioned back-to-back losing seasons. That's the first time that has happened for this franchise since the 1971-1972 seasons. So the writing was on the wall here. Today was locker cleanout day, and the players telling us that while they're not exactly happy that Vance Joseph was fired, they do understand why the move was made.
Anybody that I'm close to, Coach Joseph, when it comes to being a coach, he's always been real with me. Great guy, but unfortunately, the standard is a standard around here, and they want to win championships. And so I'm with the Elway, and and trying to bring somebody in here to hopefully, turn this tide.
I just think we just haven't evolved here. I think after the Super Bowl, we kind of got stagnant. We haven't evolved, so we got to figure out how we can evolve on offense, defense, special teams, everything. Get better as players, but we have to evolve with the times of the NFL, and we're behind right now.
Romy Bean joins us now. And Romy, again, this was not a surprise. The players felt like they knew this was coming yesterday when we talked to them in the locker room after the game. And I have to imagine Vance Joseph knew this was coming as well.
Yeah, I feel like the best word to use, Michael, is disappointing. And it's funny because Vance Joseph actually released a statement after the news came out. And he used the word disappointing. He said it was disappointing not being able to finish what we started. And the players clearly were disappointed as well. But 11 wins in 2 seasons, that's also disappointing. And so it wasn't a surprise. People just kind of knew it was only a matter of time, and today the Broncos finally called it quits with Vance Joseph.
It's an honor for me to introduce the 16th head coach of the Denver Broncos, Vance Joseph.
On January 11th, 2017, Vance Joseph became the first permanent African-American head coach in Denver Broncos history. John Elway hired Joseph with one goal in mind: to continue the team's unparalleled run of success, which had culminated with a Super Bowl 50 victory.
This team is less than a year removed from a world championship. It's not been a year since we won the Super Bowl a year ago. So it was very important to find somebody that could fit the culture that we had and also had a philosophy of the culture that we have in this building. And Vance checks that box.
Joseph began his head coaching career winning 3 of his first 4 games. It appeared the Broncos were back to their winning ways. But then, an embarrassing Monday night home loss to a depleted Giants team sent the Broncos in a tailspin. An 8-game losing streak ensued, and the Broncos finished 2017 with a 5-11 record. It was the team's first losing season in 7 years. Still, Vance Joseph survived to coach a second season.
I wasn't very good at coaching the coaches, so I'll get better at that. So that was one of my shortcomings.
Well, if year 1 was a learning experience, year 2 was supposed to bring about significant improvement. But youth, injuries, and more sideline chaos resulted in only one more win in 2018, and the franchise's first back-to-back losing seasons in 46 years.
The easy part would be to walk away and say, hey, good, right? I've coached a long time in this league. I work. But the hard part would be to come back and, and try to finish this thing. So I want the hard part. I want to come back and make this thing right.
Well, obviously, he's not going to get to do that hard part. The interesting thing is Josh McDaniels and Vance Joseph both had 11 wins, but such a different feeling when Josh McDaniels departed. He wasn't maybe a favorite in the locker room, whereas Vance Joseph, very different. So not everything is as it looks on paper.
Now, coming up here at noon, John Elway will meet with the media. We will carry that press conference for you live on CBSDenver.com, so keep it tuned there. And, of course, right here on CBS for the latest throughout the day down here at team headquarters. Alan?
All right, Michael, Roma, thank you very much.